I am live here from the Plymouth Ice Center with forward phenom
Oh my gosh.
Carson Homstall's mom. What do you think about today?
I don't know. I think
Margie,
it's going
give
to
us
be
something.
a great game
All right.
all around.
Awesome. Here we go.
Here we
Thanks
go.
for the pregame interview.
No problem.
All right, Civil War Part 2, Friendly Fire or whatever. I think arguably the least favorite game for most of us. But it's how the league operates, and we get to play our buddies for the second time today. The boys get up for it. The parents probably not so much. But here we are on a, what are we, a Wednesday night in February, nearing district play. In net tonight is Charlie Ellickson. Starting for the Trojans out front here is, let's see, Andrew Wilson and Ari Jeffers. Kanan will center, Brown and Homstall on either side. The blue team has jerseys on, so we'll get a chance to take a look here. Cassidy Engstrom, our forwards. Let's see who else we got. Max Bennett back on D. And here we go. Initial draw one and controlled by Gold. Trying to find a little entry as the blue team sits back a little bit. Zone entered. Picked off initially and covered by, I think we got Jolovich in net for the blue team. Puck back behind the net. Homstall there on it, on the crease. Jolo holds up. Kanan looking. And the blue team exits temporarily out to neutral ice. And Wilson's going to carry it in on the near side. Tapped back by Engstrom from the blue team. We're going to get a switch out front by Brown. Has it on the stick of Wilson. Wilson's going to carry it across the blue line into several blue defenders. Up front is Homstall trying to get it to his forehand side. Flips one in and back behind the net. Clavin now in for Brown, I believe. Clavin looking to get his hands free out front, working his way around. Does find a little bit of space out front and a save for Jolovich. Another puck flipped in on net as Hasselfelt is there. Picked up and dumped in by LaRose. LaRose back behind, or LaRose dumps it behind the net and outskate the blue team across neutral ice and into zone. First opportunity here and a puck back behind the net. Flipped out and almost owned goal there as got hung up in the pads by Ellickson out front and score for Blue. Blue puts the first dagger in as got out of shape a little bit, and for the blue team, Bertelson, I think, strikes first, and the Gold Trojans are down to the blue Trojans as we have 13-16 left. So at the 1 minute and 44 second mark of period number one, an early strike on the first really zone entry there for the blue team as it was controlled by Gold, and it only takes one. The puck flies up and over the top. Kurth drives in. Mead is there to join the party. So Mead, Altschul, and Kurth in. Flipped up by Jeffers. Controlled and tapped back in for the Trojans. And Jolovich Blue with the save. I got a wiggly table here that I might try to remedy the quarter break. It's just wiggly. I might move it at the quarter. All right, Trojans control and hold it back behind the net. You want to come on mic with me?
Sure.
It's good to see you, buddy. Hold on. Kanan with a shot on. I have a co-host joining me. Young man, introduce yourself.
I'm Tegan.
Tegan Mackey, former teammate out here with the Trojan A team this year. How are things going?
We're pretty good, having a fun year.
Oh, and score. Brown finds a loose puck up in front of the net. There was probably an assist in there because somebody else popped that on net, but I didn't see it. Did you?
I didn't see either.
All right, Brown ties things up 1-1 here. We are at the 3:14 mark of the first. A little more action. I think we went 1-1, or there were very few goals in the first matchup here, and we've got 2 goals very early and another scoring chance here for the blue team as they enter. So Tegan, tell us a little bit about Bantam A. Last I looked, you guys are doing pretty well.
Yeah, for districts, we're not doing very well. But for regular season, we're doing pretty good.
Okay.
For tournaments and stuff, we're doing pretty good.
And I think the district's tough in A hockey, right? So
Yeah.
you're seeing, if I remember right, like good teams out of Delano and Armstrong, and that's their best team, right?
Yeah.
So you're seeing a lot of their best players. A little bit of fracas there in the background in my in-game interview here, and looks like a couple players heading to the box. Cassidy and is that Wilson?
10. I say 10.
Wilson, yeah. So Wilson's 10. All right. So a little. Are you talking to me? Are you kidding me? How goddamn delusional are you? Positive? I called everybody's names. Are you serious right now? I'm getting abated by a parent from the other team, and my guess is if you know the other team, you know who it is. This is absolutely insane. Find your own business. Jesus Christ.
Tip in front by Sam.
All kinds of action out front.
Sam's in front.
And a goal! Sam Clavin?
Yeah, poking. He tipped it and then poked it in.
All right, so we've had action out in front of the net. Sorry, I'm a little distracted. I'm getting verbally abused by opposing parent or player parents. So anyways, Trojan Gold is up 2 at the just a few minutes in. Goal covered there by Ellickson. So Charlie Ellickson's one of our few first years, been dynamite in goal. He's had several shutouts. I don't know if you ever. Charlie's an 8th grader, so I don't know if you ever crossed with him.
No, not yet.
You're how about Buell? Because we weren't with you last year. Obviously, we've been together with Jolovich before, I think, right?
Oh, whiff shot in front.
Big shot working up the edge here is Mead.
I
Mead
played a
gets
Buell
followed
mostly
up.
in the summer.
Okay. And Kurth up the far left side, centering pass falls just short. Puck working its way around the outside, held into zone there by Ulchel on the far side. Ulchel chips it back in. Mead battling in the corner. Mead finding a little space up front on the chest. It's covered, and a goal gets waved. It should be 3-1 Gold as an early whistle kills that one.
No sight on that. We're in the right
That's
spots.
It happens.
Yeah, they weren't in the right spots.
It happens. Yeah, you out of position. It happens.
Yep.
All right. I think they got to give us time to change there, too, don't they?
Yeah.
All right. Ulchel on the draw, filling in for Mead there as Mead moves into the wing position. I'm sure they'll get back to shape. And the blue team comes out across neutral ice. Pick off deep in zone. That gets played out by Ellickson back into the corner. Bertelson from the blue team plays that around. Curse the first one on the puck, looking for a way to exit. Has Mead. Mead chips it out, but that's held on the blue line by Bennett. Is Bennett 7? Let's see if I can see names. No, I don't know that name. Horse, maybe? Shot up top. Another save for Ellickson. All right, a little back and forth here. Save up front. Oh, little pass in from... Oh, net hops off. It's Stanchion there as the Trojans are in zone. So we'll get an offensive zone draw here. Tegan, you playing defense?
Yep.
Okay.
This whole year for defense. I've been playing a little forward when there's hurt guys, but mostly defense.
Okay. I ran into your sister yesterday. How's her season going? I didn't get a hockey update. I just happened to see her for a bit.
They're doing pretty good. They had a tournament that they didn't do so well in a little bit ago, but she's having fun this year.
Is she 12 or 15?
12.
Okay. Last year, 12?
Yeah.
I was going to say, I felt right, but I was like, I'm not sure what age she's actually at.
Mm-hmm.
What do you got coming up?
We have St. Paul on Friday, Minneapolis on Saturday, and that's our last district game. And then we have districts next week here at this rink also.
I mentioned, oh, that's kind of nice.
Yeah.
I mentioned a couple of those teams. The most absurd A team is probably Minneapolis, right? In that
We played them very well.
Oh, did you? But I feel like they have 8
they're
teams and no double A team or something like that. I mean, they're I don't know about 8.
They're
They got
huge.
a bunch of bad
Yeah,
ones.
they're huge, and there's no reason not to. They're pretty good. They have a few really good players, but they're not really deep.
Okay. All right, little fray up front here into zone as Blue finds him. That goes up and over Bertelson. Brown, Kanan, and Homstall are your forwards here. Nicollet and Prentice back on D. They get that up to Homstall. He tries to hold the zone. He actually chips that forward. Gets drugged down by Bennett. They're going to let that slide as Homstall regroups and finds a little room up top. He skates that all the way around the zone. Tries to flip that back to his D, and that's going to end up all the way back behind the own goal. Now played up the edge by Jeffers. And that is probably not tipped just enough, and so we got icing. We haven't had a lot of stops. It's been a wild first half of this period. I guess we had twin penalties, but that was served as equal strength, and 3 goals here sort of settled into a little bit of back and forth.
Yep.
So, all right, Hasselfeld is your center in this pairing, along with LaRose and Clavin on either side. That's held in on the blue line there by Hasselfeld. Hasselfeld's got a great engine. He's all over the ice. Never really takes anything off, and it shows there. Wilson will play this on the near side. He's back at D with Jeffers. Just pops into zone temporarily, but it ends up back behind the net. So a little forecheck pressure coming from the boys. Good hit there. Shuts that forward progress down by Clavin. Clavin held up a little bit there, but it's probably good that he did. He didn't really have a sight on him. There's a high shot by Wilson that just gets up and over the top. He had a little corner, but ends up and over. Now battle ensues there with Clavin again, but it ends up on the tape of Wayzata Blue, and they skate it through the neutral zone. This is Turunen, along with Palmer and a little bit of pressure. Engstrom comes firing in and nicely holds up without the offsides, but it ends up getting hung up on the neutral zone. Finally played back into the blue zone, and Engstrom is back on it near side. Chops that in towards the goal, just wide left, but battling in behind as the puck gets flipped out to Clavin. Clavin looking for a way out. Engstrom back on it again. Engstrom's all over the place here. Good hustle there. Clavin chops one out. Oh, and we're going to get a interference call on blue. Penalty number 2 on Cassidy.
Puck wasn't even close there.
Oh, is it a hit? I missed it.
It was like you pushed him, the puck wasn't close. So.
Okay. All right, so 2-minute power play. This is the first kind of odd man advantage here for either squad. Again, we had one penalty earlier, but it was equal, I think, two-man penalties. That gets played out and off the stick of Nicollet. Liev Karnowski breaks on that one, tries to get a little bit of pace, doesn't get to it as Prentice carries it deep. Back behind, working his way all the way around, little up front there, but he actually plays it back to Ulchel, tries to chip it back into Prentice, and just a little out of sorts there as the puck gets in, and Karnowski's got a one-on-one back in deep. That gets played off, and Nicollet into the corner. High up front as Bertelson plays one. Not playing this much like a man up just yet.
Yeah, settle in here.
Settle in and get a good possession. Nicely carried in here by Kurth. Kurth draws some good contact on the far side. However, puck is deep, and so we'll see where we're at. Up front, here is Homstall. Homstall takes a fire, and that goes high up and over the top. Homstall's back on it on this side. Brown's there to help. He pins the edge there with Bertelson. Tries to skate free with a little bit of room there. Come back to Brown. Brown flips one in, and a deflected puck, and Jolovich with the save. 35 seconds remain here in the penalty. 4 minutes in the period. What happened there? Thought they dropped the puck, but then they re-dropped the puck. So
yeah, they must not blow the whistle yet.
All right, 30 seconds left. A nice little breakout here. Man down by Blue. Jeffers behind his net. 20 seconds, probably just enough time to break out. Brown with a hard ice pass across to Homstall. Kanan breaks his way in. On Homstall's skates. Homstall up front. Brown turns, fires, tries to center one. Just a little too much on goal there. I think if he puts that out in front of the crease a little bit, there might be a chip in. Even strength here as that penalty was killed. It remains a 2-goal lead here for Trojan Gold. Homstall breaking in. Takes a big hit back behind the net, hops right back up, and that puck gets waved off through the skates of the Trojan Gold defender. Nicollet works his way up, has Brown right to Kanan, over to Homstall. Homstall right back to Clavin on the far side, working their way into zone. Plenty of help here. Oh. And that ends up in a goal! Clavin finds, he had 4 defenders down there and a really pinched edge, but he hit kind of high right over Jolovich's left shoulder.
Yeah. Looked like.
He didn't have much to shoot at there. That was a nice little snipe.
Yeah.
As Gold goes up 3-1. Nice little pass up. Cottison sort of a change. Homstall got a piece of it in a cross-ice pass there. Oh, and we got maybe the first power play for Blue here. As what's that mean?
He missed his check.
Missed his check and then even need a knee.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Nicollet will serve 2. First PK chance here for Gold.
Not wide.
Just a little wide on that shot. Jeffers plays it behind. In this grouping, we'll have Homstall or Hasselfeld and Clavin. Clavin willing to push this one through, getting a bunch of heat up front, but that'll kill some time. He at least gets it into the other zone. We'll have a little bit of forecheck pressure. That'll play off and could not quite hold up there as Hasselfeld got a piece of it, and Clavin found himself deep in zone. So offsides, that'll come out, looks like to center ice. 1:32 left on the penalty and 2:24 in the period. You're welcome to stay as long as you want. You don't have to stay. But you're awesome. I appreciate it. All right, there a puck out of the faceoff actually gets on net, and another save there for Bertelsen. And we're not counting shots on goal, but I think both goalies have had a few.
Yeah. And pretty even, looks like it.
Yeah. Played in as Ulchel across the red line, dumps that in. This will kill a little bit of time, and he'll apply some pressure of his own along with Mead. Mead then picks it back up, draws a little contact there. Braden Fisher with a big hit on Mead. Fisher's a good hitter, and I think he finds himself in good body position. He's a good physical player. A little bit of regroup at neutral ice here as the boys try to re-enter, and they do. Wilson on the puck, and that gets flipped up high. 29 seconds remain. Blocker there, I think, off Wilson's shin pad, and he'll get a chance to play it again himself here. Tries to work his way through the far side. Kanan with it, puts it on the tape of Wilson. Wilson gets across the red line and plays that out. Did he flip that into the bench?
Yeah.
Oh, I was looking for it down there because it looked like it was a good chance to kill, and I guess to some degree still is here. We got 4 seconds left on a center ice draw. 4 seconds left in the penalty, excuse me. Just under a minute left in the first. And it's been a pretty action-packed 4-goal first period.
Yep.
Bjorn Hoydal on the far side, another familiar name. We played with Bjorn a couple years ago. I think were you on that team? You played with Bjorn before?
I think so.
All right. Even strength here. Trojans, or I should say the Gold Trojans, flip one up into the net. 36 seconds left in the period. Save for Bertelsen, another play off. 2 saves there. A couple of drives and shots on Bertelsen. 27 seconds left. Gold team looking for an exit. We'll try the other side here with Prentice. Has Brown. Brown chips forward, and that gets flipped up into the bench there. So this will just barely come to neutral ice. 16 seconds left. Brown battles out front, carried in by the blue team. That gets gloved and saved. He gloved it, let it sit, and almost gave himself up a little bit of a rebound there. I'm going to take a break of my own at 9 minutes, so you're welcome to stay or go hang. Totally up to you. Last little push up front, flipped up and out. A little bit of danger there. We'll be back in 1 minute. All right, we are back. Period number 2. Thanks to Tegan Mackey for joining us. Got a little A-hockey update and former teammate of a lot of these boys. It was good to hear his insight. Kicking off the second period is Hasselfeld. Clavin plays it. Clavin out there with LaRose per usual. Clavin plays that off the net, works that back in behind the net and in off the extended line here. Zahner skates it up, left edge, finds his way. Nice centering pass there, just out ahead of his teammates. Played up top as Tainter gets a piece of it, and here comes Hasselfeld. Hasselfeld will dump, draw some impact, or draw some contact there. Played back in and up and dumped back in by LaRose. Clavin then intercepts that out high. That gets played in. Held up there as Wilson chops that back behind the net. That's going to play out a little bit as Jolovich plays it out, but the new line of Trojans come in. Mead rushes at the crew. That gets dumped deep, but broken up by Prentice. Prentice back behind the net, so we have a forward pairing here, or trio, of Fisher and LaRose on either side of Mead. Prentice and Nicollet back on D. Prentice rips in and actually finds one high up and over the top, and a good save by Jolovich as that got off a glove, and another save. Back-to-back shots in by Prentice and 2 good saves by Jolovich. Jolovich's been peppered here in the first period in a couple minutes, and despite giving up 3 in the first, has had several saves, looking good in net. Mead will take this draw, still with Prentice and Nicollet behind him. Prentice controls that off the draw and plays it back. Altschul has that. And it's a little hot out at the blue line for Nicollet. The boys regroup and they dump it back in as the forwards get back over the blue line. Played up top by Altschul. Altschul plays it back to Nicollet. Nicollet flips one in, a bouncing puck, and another good save by Jolovich. Stays hot in net, shutting down Gold's chances here. Now Turin the other way. He flips one in. That gets played off by Ellickson, and Turin will play another one back up and over the net as Altschul into the corner. Up top, and another save for Ellickson. Shot on by Lavery, maybe? It's popped up top. Nicollet to Kurth. Centering pass out front, played up nicely by Prentice. Finds that, and he's going to rip one around the corner, and that'll be iced. I was slowing down a little bit, thought it might hold up, but we got 12:04 left here in the second, and a 2-goal lead. 3-1, Gold over Blue. Fresh set of skaters coming in here as Kanan will be flanked by Brown and Homstall. That does get played from Kanan to Brown. Brown plays it up to Homstall. Homstall with speed up the left edge, leaves it back for Brown. Brown flips that in, gets into the skates of Bertelson, I believe. Up front to Jeffers. Jeffers flips that in. Plenty of sticks up front looking for a deflection, but it deflects wide. And up and on front as Jolovich with another stave stays hot for Blue. 11:44 left. One again by Kanan. It's played off from Homstall. Ends up back up front. Brown on the doorstep. And Jolovich shutting things down. Doesn't get a cover. It stays live back behind the net as Homstall gets a piece of it. And Blue looks to exit out, and they do, and they have a little bit of speed and space. Nicely broken up there as a 2-on-1 situation was stymied by Jeffers. That gets played out. Now Kanan with space and speed up the left edge. Finds one high up and over the top. I don't know if he got a piece of that or if that missed net high, but it ultimately either got deflected high or just exited high. Jeffers will play this back out at neutral ice. Brown will try to play it with his hand. Whiffs on that one, but does eventually enter zone, and Kanan will work his way into the corner. Kanan picks it up, draws a little bit of contact there, battling with Bertelsen up front. I don't know what they got there, but I think it's on Gold. We'll see. Looks like we're skating the other way, unless they're both going. Yeah, Kanan's going. Interference. All right. So a power play opportunity here for Blue. 2 minutes with 10 minutes and 39 seconds remain. Clavin comes in. He and Hasselfeld will be on this one. Plenty of action over on the far boards. Prentice with a little bit of English, and that's going to actually get right on goal. Nicely played off the board and kill a little bit of time as the forecheck pressure comes from Gold. Now Blue carries into the zone. Prentice looks for a center. Blue looks for a centering pass as he got around Prentice there. Prentice has a chance to exit. It actually gets held up at the blue line, and the bouncing puck gets played off by Ellickson. Far side up front. Cassidy with a little bit of room. Misses wide right. Played off by Ellickson and now played out by Hasselfeld. Hasselfeld battles into the corner with Cohorst for the blue team. Nicollet there to dump it in. Several pucks in and around and saved, covered by Jolovich. Jolovich having a fantastic second period as he's been shelled with about, 10 or 12 shots here, and so far stopping them all, even shorthanded there. So 52 seconds remain in the Blue power play. 9:31 left in the period. Meade and Kurth come in. Jeffers and Wilson back. Elkson lets that scoot wide right. Nice body on the side there for Wilson. Slows things down. 36 seconds left. Wilson battles in the corner. Looking for a teammate. Has it up. Bennett from the edge. That gets played off by Meade. Meade in a race with Cassidy. And interference. The third penalty of the day in less than half of the game. And I'm sure he had something to say about it. So that is an exit. Unsurprised. Got that on tape. Classy. Absolute class. Good Wayzata camaraderie right there. All right, 19 seconds remain on the Kanan penalty. That was a major, so they'll serve 4 in the Cassidy expulsion. As Gold battles back behind the net, so we are even strength here, 4v4 for 2 more seconds, and Gold will have an advantage here starting now. As Kurth, has it on the near side boards. That gets flipped in hard up and over the top. Deflection in as Jeffers enters. Mead looks for a little contact. It's played back into the corner by Mead. Puck back behind the net. Brown now battles. Brown flips it back. Looks for Wilson. Wilson chips one in. Blue team's out. And that gets exited, and that'll ice. 7:46 left. Just under 3 minutes in the major remain. Or the double, not a major, double, So a back-to-back. There was a interference and a conduct back-to-back, which was his third and fourth penalties and exit from the ice rink. 7:46 remain here. 3-1 lead for Gold. 3-1 lead for Gold. Blue plays it. That's Hops Nicolet's stick, and will re-enter here with Gold. Kanan trying to find a way through several sticks. Does get out of the way with Zahner. Played into the boards as Kanan works his way back to his feet. Is just outside of the range there. Kanan does skate free with it. Looking for a little bit of space. Turns. Has a little room. Homstall there. A little two-man near game. Has Prentice out top. Does fire across. Has Nicolet. Fisher, however, pressuring hard out top. Does poke that to neutral ice as Fisher plays that one. Brown tries to chip it back to Kanan, and Zahner there on it for Blue. They turn that around and shorthanded. Now Kanan skates free with it. Kanan finding a little room around the edge. Comes up high over the top. Trojans scoot in. The Gold team scoots in. That goes up and over the top as well. Jeffers flips one in as Homstall turns, fires, and that is deflected and saved by Jolovich. Jolovich remains hot, and that will be iced. 6:21 left, 1:24 in the penalty. Blue scoots that out. That is not going to reach icing territory as Jeffers back to play it. Flips one across. Has Clavin. Clavin working his way around. A little bit of pressure here. Does create space on the near side. Finds his defensive mate in Wilson. Wilson does flip one in, and that's covered by Jolovich. Just a minute remains in the penalty. 5:55 left in the second period. Hasselfeld wins off of that, and Clavin fires, and Jolovich on fire here in the second. Keeping the blue team in this one with several saves. 1 minute remains here in the penalty, 53 seconds in the penalty. Just under 6 minutes in the second period. That gets played up to Wilson. Wilson trying to find a little space, works his way to Clavin, and that is a deflected puck off of Williams' stick up and into the net, and we'll regroup here. Hasselfeld to Clavin, leaves it for Wilson. Wilson trying to find a little room. Good stick handling does. Finds his way back to Clavin. Stick on the ground there as Clavin gets pinned up against the boards. Another fray out top. A battle ensues back behind the net, and it is still killing time here as Wilson tries to find his way through. Clavin turns, fires, and that gets flipped up into the net again off the stick of either Williams or Engstrom on the near side. 5 minutes and 2 seconds. Just 5 minutes remain in the power play. Face-off won and drove in there by Hoydal for the blue team, and that has even strength here. And maybe a little momentum for the blue team. That was a long penalty to kill, and Jolovich making several saves along the way. Hoydal with space finds one on the ground, nicely picked up there by Prentice, but it ends up back on the stick of back to Hoydal again. That gets flipped out and saved by Jolovich. That's the second time Prentice has flipped one. I think one off a board and one full length of the ice and got it on net to save a icing call. All right, Trojans put that back on net, and Jolovich plays it off. That gets picked up by Brown and flips in and scored! Brown with his second of the day. Trojans lead 4-1 as he skated off the bench, found a loose puck, and rang the bell high over the top. No small feat. Jolovich has saved several pucks in this second period and had to hit one high and into the corner to get one around him. And Trojan Gold, I should say, up 3 with 4:03 left here in the second. This one's controlled by the blue team. Side of the net there. Played up. Nicely held up by Karnowski up front. Re-enters zone here. Wilson there puts a little contact on him in the corner. And now Homstall. Homstall has room, looking to try to go cross ice to Brown, or I guess that's Mead looking for a shift. We should see Kanan coming in. The blue team regroups, work their way around and exit. Nicely broken up right in front of us here by Jeffers. Jeffers does find it into zone, and Karnowski around the edge, and that gets played off nicely by Ellickson. Oh, a little skip pass there. Nice little back check by 3 here, who's coming up the edge. Fisher, nice little back check there, creates it, and he is offsides. 2:54 left in the second, 4-1 Gold. Icing here on Gold, so this will come back down, and Blue will have an offensive zone draw here with 2:46 left in the second. Hasselfeld battles, does come away with it, wins his own draw, skates out, looking to find an exit back behind his own net. A lot of pressure there, but does find its way to Clavin. Clavin has room and carries in. That will slow roll in, and Jolovich with another save. 2:24 left. Offensive zone draw coming for Gold here. Hasselfeld wins another one. It gets to Clavin, skates back in, and a backhander gloved and saved by Jolovich off the stick of Nicollet. Hasselfeld. Jolovich working on some equipment. Seems to have everything squared away there. Hasselfeld back on the draw, does body his way out, works his way back to Nicola, and that gets flipped in and saved again. Wish we were shots on goal. Jolovic is having a dynamite second period here. Centering pass from LaRose. Nobody home. Clavin was in the area. Broken up there as the exit pass up to LaRose gets there and just offsides on Blue. Blue working their way up through neutral ice. Skates through. Contact there by Wilson. Shuts that drive down. Ulchel plays it up. The Gold Trojans work their way through, and Meade gets a piece of it. A little bit of pressure there and some friendly fire out front as Palmer draws some contact from Jeffers. Meade into the corner. Jeffers plays a Blue player deep. That's Hoydal again. And now Meade, with a little bit of space and speed, is going to work his way through neutral ice. Chips that forward. It's going to be just out of reach as nicely Jolovic comes out and poke checks that one away as a speedy Meade was coming in. Deflected puck up front. As Kurth has a piece of a rebound, and that ends up just off the side of the net as a bouncing puck back behind the net again. 42 seconds left here. As that'll get iced and come back. 34 seconds remain here in the second. 4-1 lead, Gold over Blue. Prentice off the corner. That ends up in the stick, and a hard charging Tournan can't find his forehand, and another save by Ellickson as Tournan, like a shot, came flying out and tried to get to his forehand side and didn't quite. Blue does hold the line, however, as Brown now tries to work his way out. Has it on Homstall's stick, far side. Homstall tries to poke it forward. A couple of skaters move in, and that's the end of the second. 4-1 Gold lead. Can I steal a napkin? Yeah. Trying to balance my foundation here, and it's not working. I got a wiggly table. I don't know. We'll make it. Yeah, I did it. I think we're good. That was the ticket, that wrapper or whatever. I don't know. My screen has been wiggly. I got a wiggly table that I mounted on here, so I think we have it remedied just in time for the third. Maybe a slight line mix-up here. We've got Hasselfeld with Brown and Homstall. Wilson and Jeffers back. played off the back there by Ellickson. As Jeffers works his way out. Brown finds a little contact, and Blue will have a 2-minute tripping penalty here. As who's going in? I think Wilson's getting this one. 2 minutes for tripping. Power play for Blue. 14:37 left in the first. A goal here for Blue would get them back into this one. Down 3 goals, get within 2, kind of in that pull the goalie range at the end, and make this exciting. They do hold it out. Cohorst dumps it in. Nicollet there to play it. Nicollet chops it forward to Homstall, and we're going to at least avoid icing here as Homstall and Fisher come out, and Fisher works through that pressure. And just off the edge, cocked, fired, and ready was Cohorst, closing in on the right side here for the Blue team. But Nicollet comes in and plays that out. Held up by Max Bennett on the edge. And that does find its way to neutral ice, looking for Homstall on a breakout opportunity. It does find its way to Homstall. And back to Kanan. Kanan gets pulled off his skates, but nothing there. Tainer leaves it back to Fisher. And Homstall now with a skate out. Tries to get it over to Kanan, and that's broken up by Engstrom. Back to Homstall, and Homstall now with a little room on the near side. He's going to flip that one on net and play that back to his forwards and try to get an exit here with just 40 seconds left. Bertelson battles with Jeffers on the near side. Brown in. Tries to flip that forward right to Homstall. And that gets chipped in, and I guess he didn't get a piece of that. Had it over, and that will come back and ice. 26 seconds left in the power play. 13:03 left in the game. 4-1 Gold over Blue. Hasselfeld on the draw. Brown tries to work one around to LaRose. LaRose chips that forward nicely as Homstall breaks on it with some forecheck pressure. A little saucer to Karnowski on the near side slows things down. Jeffers still hot up front, and that does just scoot outside the blue line for an offsides. 5 seconds left, however. Probably enough time to win one forward and get a little break before the even skaters get on the ice. 12:41 left in the period and just 5 seconds left in the power play. Hoydal v. Hasselfeld here on this draw. In comes Zahner on D. Karnowski plays that back to neutral ice. 2 seconds and we're even strength. Held in nicely by Karnowski. Played off by a duo of Blue players as LaRose tries to chip that on a breakout. That is just off the edge. And Jolovich nicely comes out from the net, working his way through, and a couple of chops at it. And Jolovich with 2 saves. Hot to start the third as well. Breakaway opportunity there for Wilson, stymied by Jolovich. Up front, right on the doorstep, a breaking Kurth comes in, and we're going to draw a goalie penalty there for a trip as Jolovich's stick got out and tripped up Kurth coming across the front of the crease. Looks like Glidewell, one of the blue forwards, will serve the 2 minutes on Jolovich's behalf. Puck back behind the net. Mead, Kurth are involved. Kohorst, however, has a chance to break this out. Nicollet on it, does hold up and preserve the offsides. Fisher on the near side. Prentice there to slow it down. There's Altschul back behind. Kurth has a little room, works his way up to Prentice. Prentice flips one in. A deflected puck. Altschul got a piece of it, just didn't go the right direction. Back into Kurth, back to Prentice. Another shot and save for Jolovich. That gets played up and held again by Prentice. Back to Kurth. Kurth on the doorstep, finds a little room in the crease, nothing there. Gets broken up nicely by the blue defenders, and another save for Jolovich. 1:05 left in the power play in 11 minutes and 6 seconds in the game. Jolovich taking a knee there. He's seen a lot of shots as we roll through the third. Kanan with Brown and Homstall at forward. Wilson along with Jeffers. Oh, and a nice little pass inside. Does not quite find a home as Karnowski tries to skate away. And nicely played back by Ellickson. Ellickson looking for Wilson. Wilson, great pass to Homstall. Homstall with it and finds the upper left corner. Homstall cashes in on a great pass up from Jeffers, I think, or Wilson. Wilson or Jeffers. That was a D pass, lasered up to a striding Homstall. Homstall puts it in a 5-1 lead here for Gold. Hasselfeld again with it. Gets popped off his centering pass, looking for a little room. Skates it all the way around. Chips it out to Jeffers. Jeffers scoots one back and behind. Roughing penalty, I think, here on Brown as we draws contact a little out of zone or interference. They're going 2 and 10. I guess they saw something we didn't there. So Brown will serve, I think, most of the remainder of this one with Kanan serving 2. Puck comes out to neutral ice. And back behind. Here is Prentice to LaRose. Hasselfeld chips it forward to himself, will race into the corner. That gets played up, and Blue, with a skater coming in, works his way through. Played up, saved by Ellickson. Hasselfeld pushes his way through across the blue line. All right, Nicollet there. Working back behind. Skaters with room up front, up to the D of Blue. And that ends up on Mead's stick. Mead chasing that down. Had a chance there, but Fisher turned it around and skates that in. Fisher with a slapper goes high up on the glass. That gets picked up by Prentice. Prentice looking for Clavin. Mead there with him. Battles into the corner. Fresh skaters coming. 8:50 remain here. Fisher does cross the line, has room up front. Turunen with a back and forth. Nice little look there. Broken up by Ellickson. And now Clavin tries to poke one through. That's held up nicely by Engstrom. Mead there with him, and Engstrom persistently holds on, but a little friendly fire with Fisher creates room for Clavin up the far side. That scoots by wide right. And the Trojans are back to even strength. Clavin looking for a little bit of contact near side, gets a little help from Wilson behind him, and Clavin chops that forward to Mead and ends up back into zone. Kanan battles out of neutral ice. Kurth comes flying in with it. Trojans, actually, Gold will go back into the box with Clavin. Oh, because we got 8:13 left? What's that call? What did they give him there? Roughing. Okay, roughing on Clavin. 2 minutes. He was pleading his case. I didn't really see it, so. Kanan battles out at neutral ice. Little forecheck pressure. Nice entry pass to Zahner on the near side. And here comes Kanan short-handed. A little room on the near side. Does flip it in. Save for Jolovich. Turunen skates through. Saved by Ellickson. Zahner flies in. Looking to get a piece of a rebound there. Scoots by. Tainter comes around the other edge. Kurth is going to draw a penalty of his own into the far side. So we'll go even strength here for 51 seconds and have a power play for a minute and change as Kurth goes down in the corner. Roughing or boarding or something into the edge. What's that mean? Boarding. All right. Zahner with 2 minutes for boarding. Kurth did hop back up. He is standing up. He looks okay. So we'll skate 4v4 for 51 seconds. And penalty advantage or a man advantage for about a minute. Hasselfeld to Ulchel. Ulchel dumps it in. Hasselfeld will chase. Does create a turnover deep in zone, but Blue regroups and has a nice little pass on the stick out front. Not for long as Jeffers slows that down, and I don't know if they got offsides there.
Yeah, it's weird because he was out, the puck was out, and we kicked it in, but they still called it off.
Yeah. All right. Either way, we'll regroup here. 4v4. 28 seconds remain. 4v4. Jeffers plays it. A little bit of room here, so Wilson will take it, get across the blue line. Bennett knocks that down. That does scoot past Ulchel onto the stick of Karnowski, and a save for Ellickson. 5:55 left, 9 seconds on the even skate, and we'll have about a minute and 10 on a Gold power play, pending any other action. Oh, yeah, we will not hit 5:55. We are down to 4:44 of running time. We hit this last time. Homstall with room, skates it through a few skaters, does find his way all the way across, and a save for Jolovich as Homstall draws a little contact in deep. Kanan works his way through. Up reset here as that just scooted across the blue line. Everybody back on sides as Kanan will re-enter here. Played up, flipped in. Ooh, that got deflected just behind Homstall as Nicollet chops that back in. Kurth on the doorstep, and another great save for Jolovich as Homstall centered. Kurth was right there, got a piece of it, and Jolovich shut it down. 27 seconds left in the penalty, and that's in game time. We got 3 minutes and 17 seconds left in clock time that'll run out. Jeffers into the corner, flips one forward. Kurth play it behind the net to Homstall. Back to Kurth, backhanded in the net off the stanchion there. Maybe another save on that edge. Couldn't see it from here. 15 seconds in a penalty. 2:54 left. Trojans will change up their forward crew. Turns, fires, Mead up close off of another penalty here as Wilson is going to draw a roughing. Safe to say there's going to be no fair play points tonight.
Can you get in the game without still playing the next game?
Oh, I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know. Is it minutes or is it numbers?
I think it's numbers. I don't know.
I don't know. Is that Max? I don't know. Puck scoots out. Mead battles in with it. LaRose chops that forward looking for Mead. We are let's see what. Okay, so we are power play advantage here. Oh, sorry, bring you with me. Good pressure here from the blue team, working their way across, looking for an entry. Find it on the near edge. D out front, pressured by LaRose. Turunen handles out front, nice little pass across, turns, and Ellickson recovers nicely there. Find a piece of that one. Out front to Bennett. Bennett dumps it in. And they do find the bottom of the net here as Tainter scores from Bennett, 5-2. And we'll skate even strength here. 13 seconds. Oh, we're done. So we got 13 seconds left. We'll shut this down in 5. That is it. Gold finds a victory, 5-2, as we run out of clock time. brilliant performance out of Aiden Jolovich. Don't let the 5 goals fool you. He was on fire. And several goals, however, for Gold team. We will see you Saturday. Saturday night, we will be back. Late one at Delano. Is that our last district game? All right, so we got to finish with wins here with a couple of these games. And we'll be back Saturday night.